I helped my first family, not my family, but the first family get a loan back in 1983. So I've been doing this just a day or two. There might even be some people that are listening that weren't born in 1983. I know my kids weren't. Josh, you weren't either, were you? Not 1980. That was before BJ. Well, I better not say BJ. That was before Josh. So, but I've had some experience in this. We started doing the radio program, and I shared this a little bit yesterday. We started doing this radio program in 2010. If you remember 2010, even you millennials probably remember 2010. It was not a great time in real estate. There were people that were losing their houses, foreclosures, prices on real estate was dropping dramatically. Couldn't get a loan. The money supply was tightening or non-existent. Do you remember Lehman Brothers, Bear Stearns, AIG? Well, we were around then. We were doing our radio program. We started in 2010. I have a lot of people ask me, Ron, why in the world would you get started doing something new like this when the market is so bad? And I said, here's the issue. Our mission at Ron Siegel Radio always has been, always will be, is to educate. Now, when we talk about educating, it's not just when the market is flying high like it was last year or the year before. Any Tom, Dick, or Harry could put a sign out in front of a house, or not, and the house would sell you. Maybe you didn't even have to put a sign out. You just thought about it, and somebody would give you an offer. It didn't take any brains to do a loan, right? It wasn't quite as easy as 2005, 6, and 7, when the two conditions for a loan was basically, can you fog a mirror? Sign here. It was that easy. It's not quite that way now. You have to qualify. But last year and the year before, it wasn't that difficult. Well, times have changed. And I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke at you and tell you, hey, you know something? It's just as busy today for our team as it was back then. No, it's not. Almost anybody I know that tells you that it is probably lying to you. But I'm going to share with you that we're still on the same mission. We're still doing the exact same thing, out to educate people on what's going on in this marketplace. And yes, I know that pending home sales have fallen. I know that sales of pending homes are down 24% year over year. So how do you get your offers accepted? Because there's not a lot of homes for sale. And we know that there's a lot of folks that don't know what they're doing in the loan business. They haven't all washed out yet. Many of them have, and many more will. But I would say since 1983, and this is 2022, if my math is right, is that 39 years since we've done our first home loan? Something like that. So here's the issue. We've got the experience to share with you, but don't do what I shared earlier in the Mortgage Minute, where a family called somebody that didn't know what they're doing. They didn't know the guidelines. And there's good people out there, and there's not such good people out there. But you're talking about your home. You're talking about your castle. You're talking about a lot of money. Give us a call first. Call our team before anyone else, and I will stake my reputation. Our team will stand up with anybody. I've got the best team available. We've got the best underwriter. My loan partner, Sean, is great. Our processor, Jody, is great. We've got a dedicated underwriter. So if I need to make a phone call, Sean needs to make a phone call, we can call and talk directly to the underwriter and find out what our solutions are or options are to make the process work for you. Now, that's a big benefit when you're talking to a mortgage banker. Mortgage brokers, generally, they don't get to talk to the underwriter. Not always, but generally. Big banks, generally, they're not talking to the underwriter. We call the underwriters directly and say, hey, what if we structure it this way? What if we structure it that way? What do you think? What have you seen in all of your years? And we put all of our years together. And I'm sure we've got over 100 years on our team of lending. So if we haven't seen it, it might not be out there. So we take a look, and I look at charts all the time to try and figure out, okay, what is the market doing? Where are we going in this market? And I look at active inventory. And if you look at it, and I think Josh has a chart of active inventory there that he can share with you. Take a look at that, and you can look and see. When we go back, a lot of times what we're doing is we're comparing our numbers to what was going on back in 2019. Why do we look at 2019? Well, that's kind of when we had a normal market. So 2019, you can see on our chart that we probably had, 850,000 homes, give or take, available for sale at that time. Or we're looking at toward that for the end of this year, or the end of that year, we had 850,000. Right now, we've got 561,000 homes available for sale. We're expecting that we're going to be somewhere around 440,000 homes available for sale. Again, if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you're seeing this chart. We get this information from our friends over at Altos Research. And you can see that even though we've got a little bit of a spike in inventory, still not a whole lot of inventory on the market. And we're seeing the new listings per week have also started to come down since we've seen all of these interest rate increases. Why would you sell your house if you've got a 2 or 3% mortgage going into a 4, 5, 6% mortgage if you don't have to? Well, maybe it's too big for you. Maybe you're looking at moving out of state, maybe a relocation, maybe you're wanting to retire. Those are all the reasons people are selling right now, even though they might not be so inclined. We're looking at our new listings every week. This is the chart of new inventory, single-family residential listings and immediate sales. 20% fewer new listings this year, fewest immediate sales since January. We're watching all of these charts for you. The median home price, and yes, I know the chart that we're showing is national. $435,000 is the median home price. And you can see that even though they've come down a bit, still above what they were in 2022. So we're watching all of these different numbers for you. And I'm going to talk to you in a minute about why would you be waiting. People that are selling their houses, they're not pricing them properly. They think it was January of 2022, not October. So 41.6% of the people are taking a price reduction right now. So they're not listing their properties at the proper prices, and they're having to reduce the price. That's not good for you. Now, I've shared with you, if you are selling a house, our team understands ways of getting around price reductions. I'm going to tell you, and I think we did this on a broadcast recently. I don't remember the date of it, but price reduction should be the third choice if your house is not selling as quick as you want it to. How about what's most important to the buyer? The payment. What if you help the buyer out with their payment? Costs you less, helps them more. So if you've got a listing that hasn't sold, instead of being one of that group of people that are cutting the prices, I'm going to share with you, before you cut the price, think about helping with the payment. Now, you've got to make sure that the world knows that you're helping with the payment. I'm going to also tell you that if you do it the wrong way, it'll blow up. So be careful of doing that the wrong way. If you want, again, I would suggest call our team. We'll help you do it the right way. We understand it. I've already talked to the underwriter. So the underwriters are all on board. They understand what we're trying to accomplish, and it'll help you out. That's why we say call us first. Don't call us last. We've got the experience. Again, on radio since 2010, probably 2,000 shows, maybe 3,000 shows. I don't know, meaning that we're on 6 days a week. We're constantly giving you more information. But hey, talking about the price cuts, I told you the national number of price reductions. Let's take a look at things a little bit more local where I'm at all the time. How about 92804? That's one of the Anaheim zip codes. 29% of the properties have had a price reduction. How about 92807? That's Anaheim Hills. 62%. Does that tell you something, Anaheim Hills? Maybe you're thinking your property is worth a bit more. Maybe you need to listen to your realtor. The other zip code in Anaheim Hills, 92808, 59%. Again, listen to your realtors. Go across the freeway to Yorba Linda, 46% of the properties have had a price reduction. Newport Beach, 45%. Every one of these are above the national average. 50% for the city of Orange, price reductions. Palm Desert, 46% of the properties have had a price reduction. And just because I like wine, I put Paso Robles in there. 55% of the properties in Paso Robles have had a price reduction. And don't think I forgot you, Yorba Linda. 56% of the properties have had a price reduction. So I know I gave you a lot of numbers there. If you want your zip code, go to rsrlistana.com. I think it is rsrlistana.com. Josh is going to put it on the screen for us because he knows these things and I don't. So you can go in there, rsrlistana.com. You can go in there. I know that's going to give you an Anaheim report, but go put your zip code in there. See what comes back. Figure out what your zip code is doing, where the prices are in your zip code, and then call our team. Set up a strategy call. It's free. We help with the financing. We help with these strategies for sales. So you're not doing a price reduction until the third option. If you want all the options, just send us an email, rj@ronsiegelradio.com, rj@ronsiegelradio.com, and we'll get that back to you. Put a note message on any of our socials. What are the options so I don't have to reduce the price on my house? Help me. More than happy. And being that I am not a realtor, I can share the information with you. I do have a real estate license. I don't do any real estate. Not looking to infringe on your realtor. Just wanting to help you. That's what we've been doing since 2010 on radio, now 6 days a week.